What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Ethereum today. It is the 12th day of November, and here we are at about $3,400 with 7.5 hours left in this day. What a dramatic day it's been, man. We came all the way up. It looked like we were going to engulf yesterday's candle, but then we shot all the way back down. We projected just in the past few hours alone. It's really discouraging, right? Especially with the amount of movement that we had up here. We worked for it, and there's just no volume. All the volume came to the downside. On the bright side, we're getting a lot of volume. With all this volume, we've only barely gone below this low here. Might we find support here and move up? That's kind of the question at hand. I'm looking to see if there's any reason for this drop, but I'm not seeing anything personally. Let's look and see recent. Let's go within the past 24 hours. I want to do like the past 3 hours, but I don't know if it lets me do that. Crypto exchange Coinbase to reincorporate in Texas, exit Delaware. Okay, well that's good. Probably better tax incentives there. Weak sentiment. China accuses U.S. of orchestrating $13 billion Bitcoin hack. Is that why we're dropping? I don't know. Why Robinhood, Coinbase, and Circle will dominate. I'm not seeing any kind of negative news that's really justifying this price action, right? We're dropping because of volatility. Maybe we're dropping because people are long. Let's actually look at that. Are people long right now, and that's why we're going down? Do we have more longs than shorts over the past 24 hours, the past week, the past 30 days, stuff like that? Let's just see. Nope. The shorts have it. The shorts have it by a mile over the past 24 hours. Over the past week here, which that's different, right? Earlier today, that the longs actually were above the shorts. The longs were above the shorts earlier today as well as far as the 7 day goes, but now the shorts are actually higher than the longs. We could move a little bit lower, take out this whole island of longs here, and to do that, we would move down to about $3,300. If we move down to 33 or just below, we would effectively liquidate about $2 billion in longs on Ethereum. And over the past 30 days, I'm sure the shorts outweigh the longs on the past 30 days. It's nice to see, though. This drop actually cleared out a lot of longs, not going to lie. We were at like 3.4 billion, and now we're at 2.3. So we cleared out a lot of longs. We don't have to go lower, but understand, again, moving just below 3,300 would effectively clear out most of the longs that have been put up in this price zone here over the past week. If we look at this from a high to a low, we went from the 382 to the 236. It's actually very common behavior. You typically do go from your 382 to your 236 before moving higher, so this is actually not bad. Let's look at the short-term stuff and see what we're doing. Do we have lower to go, or are we finding support here? Okay, and again, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you all for being here. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, the RSI, certainly volatile. Certainly volatile. We're at a zone to find support, right? We've actually found support directly in this area plenty of times. Right here, just above, right on it, right there, right, just above it there. It's not that we have to hold this line for support on the RSI. We can go below it, but I'm just saying we are at an area to find support. With that being said, we absolutely could go lower, but 26 minutes left in this 1 hour. With how volatile you've been, you look like you're pulling back up. It's kind of like that was a fake out, and now we literally just cleared out all the stop losses, and now we're moving up higher. Stochastics are bearish. The MACD rejecting off the zero line is not bullish in itself, but let's just see how this hour closes. 4 hour time frame. We might have to give some if-then statements. If you get a hour to close or a 4 hour to close above 3,500, then we're no longer going lower, and that's the low. If we go lower than this at all, if we go below 3370, we probably find support around 3270. Okay, 3270 to 3230, and then we move up. Okay, that's our golden ratio retracement from the low to the high. That's our golden ratio down there. So 3270 to 3230 could very well be the area that we do find support at. Okay, especially with these volatile candles like this. But again, if we get above 3,500 on a 1 hour or a 4 hour closing basis, I think that's the low. That was a fake out, little shakeout, and now we're moving higher, which I'd be fine with. I think everybody would be fine with. 4 hour indicators looking at the RSI, it does seem as though you've broken out of your downtrend, or your uptrend, I'm sorry. You've broken out of this uptrend, and now you're in a downtrend, actually. You're downward trending now. Finding support at the 40 is nice. As long as that holds, I'm optimistic. If we can break back above the 60, that would break out of this downtrend, and that would start to imply that we get overbought. That'd be good as well. That remains to be seen. I think we get above the 60 if we do close a 4 hour time frame, above 3,500, maybe 3,600. Stochastics are bearish, and the MACD at the moment actually is in a very bullish posturing. You could go lower, though. It's hard to say. I would think, and this is actually to my surprise, right? Typically, whenever you cross above the zero like this, you do get a little bit of consolidation, and then we rally. So if we go lower, that would go against what my thoughts have been over the past few days that we would do that, right? We called this from a mile away back on last weekend, Saturday and Sunday on the 8th and 9th there, talking about the 4-hour MACD coming up Monday, Tuesday, we probably consolidate, and then Wednesday, Thursday, we're looking to pump. But Wednesday, we're dumping here. Hopefully we're saved by this. We do find support here. Hopefully we find support at the 40 and we move up as well. I stand by it. I think getting above 3,500 on a closing basis is key in validating this as support. Looking at this on a daily time frame, the daily RSI is in a downtrend still. Nothing really to go off of with this other than it's bearish. We're looking to show some bullishness, and this is definitely not the way to do that. Stochastics are bullish, oddly enough, would suggest that we go higher, and the MACD is bearish. You got 2 bearish versus 1 bullish. I suppose and finding resistance here at prior support, I suppose the logical thing to do would be to call for lower prices, really. Though that's not what I'm inclined to do. I have a hard time imagining that Ethereum goes back below $3,000. It can't happen. It's not that it can't happen. It's just I don't know. Low to high here. We literally tipped the 382. It couldn't have been a better reaction, man. But finding resistance at the 2, you find support at the 382 and then resistance at the 236, basically a straight rejection. That could imply the 0.5 or even the golden ratio. I mean, if we're being fair, by the way of my own analysis, and if I'm not using my bias or my gut, I'm just looking at the charts, this calling for $2,600 to $2,000 would be totally appropriate here. Interesting. Wouldn't that be interesting? I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I want to be clear. I'm not calling for this. It's just the charts are. That's all I'm saying. I'm not calling for this. What I'm hoping for is that we find support at like 32 to 3,300, and we turn around, we come back up above 3,500, get above these highs at 3,700 here. Because if not, we really do stand a chance of going down to $26 to $2,000, $2,600 to $2,000, somewhere in that range. I have a hard time imagining that, though. Just because I can't imagine it doesn't mean it can't happen. I mean, look, the stochastics could be rejecting from the 50. The MACD is bearish overall, and the RSI is in a dramatic downtrend, of which we could come lower, back to the oversold zone, form some bullish divergence, and maybe we just see, you know, prices wick down here. That would be intense, man. Let's look at the weekly time frame. Weekly stochastics have reset, but typically you don't bounce right off the oversold zone, do you? Typically not. Typically you actually get into the oversold zone, which would promote the idea of weeks more of decay to come. And then the MACD is crossed red. It's bullish overall, but crossed red. Typically, whenever you cross red on the weekly time frame for Ethereum, it's not a short-lived endeavor, is it? It's not a short-lived endeavor at all. You don't really get these, you know, like that's the shortest endeavor that we had there, and that was from June to August. Very comparable here, but we would still have a little bit more time. Weekly RSI. We're not even near the areas that we typically find support throughout the cycle, right? I mean, here we found support just below there, just below right there, but we're well above it here. Man, is that what's happening? We've just got so many shorts, but it's not like the most amount of shorts that we've ever seen, right? 7 billion over 30 days. It's not the most that we've ever seen for Ethereum. There are a lot of shorts. I would think we move up just because we're so short dominant right now and we get a short squeeze. I want to be clear, okay? I want to be very clear again because I can be misunderstood. It's easy to do. I'm not calling for us to go down here. It's the charts that are calling for us to go down here, okay? I'm not making the call. My call right now, I'm kind of undecided. I'm cautiously optimistic, actually. I do think that we're going to recover and move higher. But understand, guys, we're in a situation right now where if Ethereum breaks below, if we get a day to close below like $3,200, let's even say $3,250, $3,250. If we close a day below there, we're in serious trouble. Like, not just below $3,000, but potentially all the way down to $2,000 trouble. Like, we're in serious trouble. $2,600 at least. Avoid all of that. Just get above $3,700, and then we're fine. We're kosher. Do that. Don't close below $3,250. Okay? All in all, the expectation has been for a long time and remains to be that Ethereum is on the precipice of breaking out of this consolidation phase. We should be moving up to new highs, new all-time highs altogether, and $8,000 to $10,000 really is our target zone by the end of this year, if not by the end of January. But man, it's just something something to consider. I mean, $2,600, we'd be finding support right at prior resistance here. It wouldn't even be that bad. It would just be such an odd transaction between this whole consolidation phase here. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. Again, to surmise this video, to kind of summarize it in a quick 30 seconds, I will say that if we close a day below 3,200 or 3,250, I would be a bit scared. If we not if we see prices down there, but if we close a day down there, then I'd be a little bit intimidated. And to the effect of $2,600 to $2,000 being our destination ultimately. If we get above 3,650 or 3,700 on a daily closing basis, we're likely saved, and we likely do prosper up to $8,000 over the next couple of months. But I've got nothing else to say. I think I've said it all. So hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves.